I've been fortunate to attend several Hall of Fame inductions. I could share many stories about some of the great Hall of Famers I've had the pleasure of spending time with, like Charles and Reggie and Shaq and Tony Gwynn and Cal Ripken. But one story in particular stands out. It's April 1993. I'm playing golf with pitcher Rollie Fingers, and I'm 7 years into my time with Turner. And Rollie recently had just been inducted into the Hall of Fame. We hit our tee shots. We're walking up the first fairway. I'm trying to make conversation because I'm a huge fan. Rollie, I asked, what's the biggest difference in your life now that you're in Cooperstown? He looked me straight in the eye and he said, about $50 more per autograph. It was a moment I'll never forget, just like this one. I don't think I'll get $50 more per autograph tonight. It may, however, apply to some of my fellow inductees here tonight. I'm grateful to Ken Agard, the committee, for this recognition. It's one of the greatest honors in my life. I'm humbled to join this special club alongside the rest of the Hall of Fame class of 2025. Congratulations to all my fellow inductees. Tonight is a testament to what the entire team at Turner achieved during my 33 years there. That success was driven by one man's vision, a true pioneer in broadcasting, the one and only Ted Turner. Ted understood the power of sports as a great unifier, the built-in fan bases and how it would increase our subscriptions and what would be the key to cable's growth and profits. He instilled in us that in order to win, we needed to think differently. We had to outthink the networks, be creative, and do things that we had never done before. We were always the underdog, and we loved playing that role. It made us fight harder each and every day. Ted's vision and trust in me charted a path that would redefine sports rights. And as I reflect on my years at Turner, a couple of deals stand out. Adam Silver and I struck the first profit-sharing relationship to build the league's digital business. We started NBA Digital together. We grew NBA TV, League Pass, NBA.com. This digital-forward model set the standard for what we see today in sports. Turner built the best studio show in all of sports, Inside the NBA, which now lives on ESPN. And while it may seem strange for me to see it on another network, it's a big win for millions of fans who love the program. I consider myself very fortunate to have worked with the NBA my entire time at Turner. But perhaps the real reason why I'm up here tonight is the 22-year deal we did between Turner, CBS, and the NCAA, which forever transformed March Madness and is still going strong today. In 2010, Sean McManus, David Burtson, key Turner sports execs, and I designed a true 50-50 partnership for a premier sports property. Now, this wasn't a deal where the cable partner would air the early rounds and the broadcast partner would air the later rounds and finals. Every other year, we would get the Final Four. And in 2016, for the first time ever, Turner crowned a national champion on cable. We shared on-air talent, trucks, production, sales, and revenue. We split everything 50-50. This historic deal brought new power to consumer, the power to control the games they wanted to watch in their entirety with no regional blackouts. And for the fans, we built March Madness On Demand, one of the best digital products out there, and the only one with a boss button. Every year still, during the second week in March, the most searched question on Google is what and where is True TV? Now, I must recognize some folks here at Turner who shared my vision, acquired the rights, and helped us win all those Emmys we did. They played a major role in why I'm up here tonight. Terry McGurk, Phil Kent, Jeff Bucas, Lenny Daniels, Christina Miller, Craig Barry, who is here tonight, Walker Jacobs, John Diamond, John Cooper, Tara August, Tina Shaw, Tim Kiley, and Dave Finocchio. And let's not forget the world-class talent, Charles, Kenny, EJ, Shaq, Marv, Reggie, Kevin Harlan, Brian Anderson, Ron Darling, and someone who I miss very, very dearly, Craig Sager. I want to thank the few people who are on the other side of many of these deals that also helped me shape me into the executive I am. Adam Silver, Bill Koenig, Rob Manford, Joe Steranka, Mark Emmert, Dan Gavitt, Roger Goodell, Tim Fincham, Sean McManus, David Burtson, George Pine, and the late David Stern, who taught me never to show up to a meeting unprepared. 3 years ago this January, I became an entrepreneur and launched Horizon Sports and Experiences along my partners Bill Koenigsberg and Chris Weil, who are both here tonight. I pinched myself because I didn't think it would be possible to create a team like the one I worked with at Turner. But the energy and innovation coming out of our team is driving real impact in the sports sponsorships, experiential marketing, and consulting. And we're even creating our own IP. For starters, we jumped into women's sports space and created the Women's Champions Classic with our partners at Fox. We also invested in Unrivaled, the new 3-on-3 basketball league, and helped their media rights and sponsorship deals. Season 2 starts this January on TNT, and it's been a real treat for me to bring this property to life with my old team at Turner. We took that same vision and bold names and real competition, big money on the line, and developed the Pickleball Slam, which has quickly become the crown jewel of the sport. It's hard to believe we just announced Slam 4 on ESPN. As we were in the early stages of creating HS&E, I went to see Adam Silver to share our vision. He couldn't have been more supportive. As I got up to leave the meeting, he said to me, "Send me a proposal. I want to be your first client. But price it right because I don't want to negotiate with you." His trust, support, and validation for our business from day one is something I will always be thankful for. The NBA was our first client, and now we have over 30 in our portfolio. As we all know, sports is a 7-day-a-week job with a lot of travel, long hours, and late nights. None of this would have been possible without my strong support and understanding from my family. My wife, Nikki, and I have been married 38 years, and she's been along with me for this wild ride. If there was a hall of fame for spouses, she would be in it. Nikki and I are blessed to have 2 sons, Brett and Jake, and a terrific daughter-in-law, Amanda, all of whom are here tonight. Being their dad has been the greatest joy of my life. I could share many stories about how their own interests had huge impact at Turner, but here are just 2. First, we got into esports well before its time because I noticed my son Jake was on Twitch for hours and hours, and I asked him, what was he doing watching videos all day? The second was their acquisition of Bleacher Report. In 2012, we caught my eye because Brett was engaged at the site from day one, and he told me it was the real deal. At that time, the world was moving very quickly into the digital space, and we were acquiring incredible broadcast and digital right packages, and we needed to centralize a sports hub for them. BR became the destination for involving sports fan and perhaps the biggest digital deal we did at Turner. My father, Rick, who wanted to be here tonight, was the leader in syndication business working for Operation Primetime and King World. It goes without saying, he's the real reason why I got into this business. Lastly, I know my mom, Joan, and my sister, Susan, will be very proud I'm receiving this award. I know they're looking down and smiling at me tonight. I miss you both. As I reflect on my career and all the accomplishments at Turner and now at HS&E, the deals we've done, the business we built, the IP we created, I've been blessed to work alongside great people and share experiences that I never would have dreamed of as a kid growing up in White Plains. If I'm being honest, all these years it's never really felt like a job. For all of us who work in sports, you know exactly what I mean. Congratulations once again to the Hall of Fame class of 25, and thank you and good night.